Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand new episode of Media Faye. Today I am joined by RAT Comedy. How are you?
I was feeling bad this morning, but guess what? Today I am feeling very good.
All right, that's wonderful because we are starting a sort of new chapter here on Media Buffet. Obviously, like I mentioned the and episodes like yesterday we released yesterday, or like, well, you're not. I don't know if you're hearing this. I don't know when you're listening to this episode, but in the past two episodes, I've mentioned that we changed how we're gonna do episodes. Where on Tuesdays we're gonna get episodes based on new topics from the current year. Then on Thursdays, it's gonna be topics on like things from before the current year, and then there's retro episodes, which are gonna focus on things from before the 21st century. And I decided that the best way to start this is to start it off big by covering the first Star Wars movie, Star Wars, or I guess more commonly known as by like the fandom and just kind of us overall, Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
The OG,
The OG movie.
the
This
real
is the
OG,
oldest. This is the oldest thing we've ever covered on Media Buffet, 1977.
bro.
Yeah, it's quite old. Yeah, this is the oldest thing we've ever covered on the podcast. Will it stay like that? I don't know. But yeah, this is the official oldest thing we've ever covered on the podcast thus far. And I gotta say something. Like, Star Wars is very big. It's a very big franchise. Obviously, it is what it is now. Recently, there was a new show for Star Wars Skeleton Crew. That's gonna be the I'm gonna do that in the next episode. I'm gonna review that in the next episode. But yeah, just to also back to my Star Wars episodes. At least for me, I don't. Rock Comedy won't be in this called Skeleton Crew. But yeah. This point is, Star Wars has had it's been pretty big, and I know that a lot of people don't like the direction the franchise has gone recently. I wouldn't exclude myself from that. I did not like the Acolyte. I did like most of their animated projects. I did, but stuff like Mandalorian season 3, the Book of Boba Fett, the Acolyte, like all of that didn't stick the landing. And also the sequel trilogy being all of it is ass. A lot that there's a big discourse around the sequel trilogy and whether or not it's ass. Which movies are ass and which ones are not. I'm here to say that all of them are ass.
I'm
They
here to
are all
say,
like
I'm here to say, Episode 9 is the shittiest of them all. Okay,
I'm not denying. I think they got worse as they went along because they realized that they didn't know what they were doing.
that's the sequels in a nutshell.
Yeah, they J.J. Abrams set up one thing, then Ryan Johnson shit all over it.
Sorry,
The fuck was
that
that?
I was turning on my iPad and it opened a late call from another group chat. Okay,
That's fine.
I'm scared.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, Ryan Johnson shit all over J.J. Abrams' plans. Then J.J. Abrams with the last movie, like, wrangled it back and also undid what Ryan Johnson did. It was so bizarre. Rock Comedy, did you know that episode 9 was gonna be a complete different movie?
Okay, how so?
Early plans had I'm gonna look it up. Early plans had Colin Trevorrow direct the movie. Now, you might not know his name, but you might have seen some of his work. He directed Pacific Rim, and he directed Jurassic World.
Oh,
Yeah, he directed Jurassic World 1 and Dominion. Uh, and no, he didn't do Pacific Rim. That was another one. Um, That was Guillermo del Toro. No, Colin Trevorrow's the Jurassic World guy. Okay, that's all you need to know. He's the Jurassic World guy, and he was going to direct Star Wars Episode 9, which in early drafts wasn't called Episode 9. It was called Star Wars Duel of the Fates.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was about like I'm gonna find a plot like Star Wars Duel of the Fates. Is Duel of Fates? Let's see. Synopsis, because I can't be bothered to actually fucking, because it's been a while since I've actually looked it up. But yeah, so Duel of the Fates was like supposed to be much more grounded. We were supposed to get like resistance, like a resistance uprising, kind of like in the style of like the French Revolution.
What?
Yeah, no, we were supposed to like get it was supposed to be pretty ground, like there was like the resistance, like last stand against the First Order and all that. That's what it was supposed to be about. And like General
Okay.
Hux was like one of the big villains here.
Okay.
Like we was like there was like there was gonna be, I'm just reading to the Wikipedia page. There was supposed to be a 7,000-year-old alien named Tor Valum, who was the master of
What?
Darth Plagueis.
What?
Yeah.
Uh,
Um. There's
sure.
some. Let's see here. Um. Uh. We get to see Coruscant in here.
Okay, that's nice.
And yeah, no, the thing is, Palpatine was gonna be in this movie. It was mostly gonna be like focused on like on the more grounded side of like the repercussions after the Last Jedi, and it's supposed to follow like in the same steps as Return of the Jedi, where we see Rey um sort of actually like being like in the same state Luke is at the end. Also, Rey wasn't gonna be a Skywalker or a Palpatine.
Just Ray.
Well, no, her name was gonna be Rey Solana. So yeah,
Okay.
technically just Rey, because like it's original.
Uh-huh.
Kylo was going to be the full on main villain. Like it wasn't like there was like it was gonna be him and Rey. Like it was gonna be him as the main villain, Rey as the protagonist. That's it. It wasn't gonna. There was no bullshit. Mortis from from the Clone Wars appeared, which I
I
don't know if you
haven't
watched
watched
Clone Wars, but
Clone Wars.
Mortis is like the birthplace, or like the centerpiece of the Force.
Okay.
So it was gonna be big, and like that's what it was supposed to be. Like Kylo Ren is looking for Mortis, and Rey is going there. It's basically like it was basically going to be like just a search for Mortis, and like the repercussions after the Last Jedi. That's like the best way I can really describe it. And that got canned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure Colin Trevorrow just kind of left. Um, and yeah, no, and then we got J.J. Abrams, and he had to go with like, and instead they had to go with what they went with, what they went with Rise of Skywalker. I'll send you the Wikipedia page of it just so you can like read it on your own, like whenever. But it's
Mm-hmm.
really interesting because it's like there's like shit like and there's concept art and everything. There wasn't any there wasn't like a Death Star knife. It had its problems, sure. Like it had its problems, but it wasn't I don't think it was as egregious as
What we got?
Moby God exactly, where Moby God was fan for up the ass.
Oh,
But yeah, so yeah, that's what we ended up with. That's what the series ended. That's what the Kawaka Saga ended. So let's talk about the beginning. So there is yeah, that's what I want to say about like I don't even know how I even got here, but yeah. So we are gonna cover the sequels at some point. And also there has been a lot of you probably know this actually. There's been a lot of different versions of the first movie, and there's like the original trilogy in general.
Star Wars original. Oh, an original version of Star Wars.
Yeah, like you know that that you can't watch the theatrical versions like anywhere unless you have DVDs.
Piracy.
Yeah, sure, but like there is like no like if you have Disney Plus, I think people like agree that the Disney Plus version of A New Hope is the worst version of A New Hope.
Well,
Because for some reason for Disney Plus they added things to the movie.
added stuff.
It's in this like for
Mm-hmm.
some reason like George Lucas cannot leave fucking A New Hope behind. Like he just can't.
It is the original after all.
I mean again George Lucas is even fucking there, but like Star Wars itself cannot just leave the movie alone. It has to keep adding things.
Wait, okay,
Which
okay.
is why I didn't
I said
uh-huh.
that this was the worst version of them all. It added stuff, okay?
It added unnecessary stuff. Like it wasn't even like cool like cut scenes, like for example the 2004 special editions, right? Or like
Uh-huh.
the special edition of A New Hope from 2004, like it added the Jabba scene that was originally cut.
Oh, that
Also,
one.
fun fact, like, you probably know this, but like Jabba originally was a human,
Yeah, big man.
and they cut that scene. Like that scene was fully like voiced and everything. They cut it, and then for 2004 re-release, they added that scene in, but they CGI'd Jabba over the actor.
Mm.
And like that's why there's like a weird dialogue in there where Han Solo calls Jabba the worst human being because like they didn't change the dialogue. But yeah, like just kind of saying that I did not watch the Disney Plus version to like get all the notes. I have the original, not the original. I have the 2004 special edition DVDs.
Ayo.
So I watched that one, which is agreed upon, which is like the best version of the movie you can have right now.
I envy you.
Yeah,
Because
I have the
you're the thing
entire.
with George Lucas versions.
Yeah, I have the pre-Disney versions. That's the thing. I have the pre-Disney versions of the OG trilogy.
Awesome. I don't have them.
Yeah, yeah. I just said it. Like, it's the entire OG trilogy, 2004 special edition versions, and I also have the sequel trilogy on Blu-ray, which actually straight up might just be the original. I don't know. I don't know if they changed anything in the prequel trilogy, like any scenes or anything. I don't think they did. I think it was only OT because OT is like this thing you can just like change and whatever. But yeah, OT they changed some things like every time it's been fucking re-released. But I don't think for the prequels they changed anything. So yeah, I think if they did, then I have the originals. I have the originals in my possession
I've
physically.
never seen the. Nah. If that's the case, I also own the original sequels. The prequels. Sorry.
Yeah, because yeah, they're Blu-ray. They're pretty easy to find. But yeah, OT special edition. I'm not sure how much that goes. Hold on. That's probably very cheap because it was like a pretty popular. I have to check. Star Wars original. That's nice. Original trilogy. 2004 DVD. See how much this goes for. $60. Okay. eBay. See, it's pretty popular. It goes for. Yeah, no, it's not. It is not that expensive. It's not. It's not uncommon. Okay, well then.
What
This
happened?
guy has it for this guy has it for $100, but it's marked
What?
down to 95.
I just
And
want your
legit,
money.
the guy right like the guy to his left is selling it for $10.
Man, which one would you get though?
And I mean, I mean, would it be 100 guy? If I'm gonna pay $100 for a disc that for like a thing I can get in for 10, I bet I get something extra. You might want to throw in there some the fucking original recordings maybe.
They better be worth it.
But yeah, just want to get that out of the way that I watched the 2004 special edition versions because there is a lot of fucking versions of A New Hope. There is, I think, I think like four. Because there's a theatrical, which is I think theatrical is lost media.
Oh,
That's fucking crazy, right? Like the one of the most popular movies of its time, like of all time, really. The original version of that movie is lost media.
no, I have to check. I have to search.
I'm pretty sure there's no actual version of the theatrical version because okay, you can get the theatrical version. That's the thing, you can get it in the 2006 re-release of the original trilogy. They have the original theatrical versions, but those are poorly restored because they are like I think they're copy pasted like a laser, like they did something to it where it transferred it badly. It transferred it poorly from cassette from VHS to DVD. Like there like something. It's not high quality. The audio's bad. The quality of the video is bad. So the legit OG tapes of Star Wars One, A New Hope are lost.
Mega bruh.
Yeah, it's so crazy, and that goes for the entire OT trilogy.
Excuse me.
Yes,
We
yes,
do not have literally anything, bruh.
that goes for the entire one because I'm pretty sure that the original, like, I'm pretty sure like the most complete movie that you can get as its original version is Return of the Jedi because I'm not sure they would change a lot in Return of the Jedi. I know that for the 2004 re-release, they changed Anakin to look like Hayden Christensen
And
instead of the original guy, which was like an old guy. I'm pretty sure you can get the closest thing you can get to the original version is the Return of the Jedi 1997 re-release. That
that's
is the closest thing you can get to the
interesting.
theatrical version. I don't know if they did. If they did, then it's very minimal. But I know that A New Hope is actually completely lost. A New Hope is completely lost
Then
because
there is
like
no
they're
hope. Then get it, cause a new hope, and there's no hope. Haha.
yeah, there's no just but yeah, no, the most available version is the Disney Plus one, which is the worst one.
Yucky.
But the best version you can obtain reasonably is the special 2004 special edition because I got like the closest thing you can get to the original version of the movie because you can get you can get the 2006 re-release, but the thing is that the 2006 re-release, like I said earlier, like it has the theatrical version, but it's poor quality.
Oh.
So like you have the original movie, but it's like not worth. It's like not worth it.
You win, but at what cost?
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the movie. So obviously, I think we should really mention it that Star Wars, like Star Wars, A New Hope, was a revolutionary movie for its time. Back in 1977, special effects weren't the way they weren't as advanced as we have them now. So for George Lucas to really like have some like Star Wars, make something like Star Wars in like late 70s, but he like the movie was revolutionary, like genuinely,
Whoa.
because sure, like before the movie, before like Star Wars, you had Alien and you had like Dune and all that, like you had those, but those were practical effects. Those weren't oh no, Dune didn't receive an adaptation until 1984. You had Alien. Just put it there. You had Alien.
Alienígena.
Actually, fuck no, you didn't have Alien. Alien came out 2 years after after Star Wars. What did you have that like? I don't even know, man. But you didn't have Predator. You okay? When it came to like doing sci-fi stuff or like fantasy stuff, it was exclusively practical and it was really expensive, so nobody did it. But then George Lucas, um, the technology for special effects, sure, it was in development, but it wasn't like it wasn't used a lot. And George Lucas came around, put a bunch of money into it, and that's why we now have every movie using fucking CGI. It's because of Star Wars.
Thank you, George.
It's because George Lucas dumped so much money into making the CGI technology possible and like using it for his movie that like we got a lot. And fun fact, I just want to kind of want to say this. The original also like a separate fun fact. The original Star Wars movie was released by 20th Century Fox. Which would later be acquired by Disney. So yeah, but
Explain the intro.
the funny joke comes in here. I was about to make the joke that 20th Century like did Star Wars sooner or later. That's not the case. You want the funny thing? The funny thing that happened with Star Wars and why George Lucas made so much money.
Okay.
So what happened is that George Lucas made like the contract he signed or he made 20th Century Fox sign pretty much Dave it pretty much said that 20th Century Fox only got the distribution rights for the first movie. So George Lucas had the Star Wars IP on his hands, and so when Century Fox couldn't make the sequel, that was going to be George who did it, and George financed like he made he got most of the money that Star Wars made. So he like after making that, he made all that money back and like self-financed the other two movies.
Self-finance, as in he
The
bought
budget
everything.
was all the budget was like from his pockets.
Bro.
Star Wars made so okay. Let me put it into perspective just before we actually get into the movie. Star Wars the movie, in 1977 made is this accurate? Let's see. Um, I don't think it is. Let me see. Original release. Here we go. Okay, in the original release of the movie, um, it made $307 million, which not 307, 300, yeah, $307 million, which doesn't seem like a lot, but uh, just to put into perspective, the movie had a budget of 11 million.
Ooh. Okay.
And with that much money, sure, um, sure, 20th Century Fox got a cut of it. George Lucas kept a lot of it, and he self-financed Empire Strikes Back, which was a budget of 30 million, and they made back 549 million.
Oh my god.
And then he financed Return of the Jedi, which had a budget of between 32.5 to 42.7 million, so he could finance both movies on the back of just one movie. And okay, let me just put into perspective how much money it actually how much money right now Star Wars A New Hope made. So where's my calculator? Sure. Inflation
Math class.
calculator. Here we go. So average 1977, and it made 307. Where's my the fuck? Where did the Wikipedia article go?
Wikipedia article.
My Wikipedia article, no.
Mother, where is my Wikipedia article?
Did I close it? That's it. God damn. Wait a second. There you go. Just wait, there we go. Oh, I turned into Box Office Mojo, right? I'm stupid.
Watch Mojo.
That 3307263. I'm not putting my fucking social security number. That's just money. And 8857. Right, so it made that much money in 1977, which, if we were to cost for inflation, the first Star Wars movie made, in today's money, 1.5 billion.
Okay. God damn. 1 billion in that time? Okay.
Well, not in that time.
Oh my
that's
god.
just what that's just what 307 million from 1997 looks like in 2024. That's yeah, and the budget was was like 11 million, which let me just quick calculate that.
It's also gotta be inflated.
Yeah, it's only kind of big. The budget was 56 million in today's money. So
Okay.
to put that into perspective, the first movie to ever pass the $1 billion mark was Titanic.
You?
And that movie had a budget of 200 million.
Today's money?
Back then money.
Bruh.
In today's money, I have to go 1997, but in today's money, 1997, 200 million. I mean, I guess it really it does depend. Like no, because then I have to calculate how much it made. But no, I did calculate how much it made. If Titanic, how much it made back then was at 1.8 billion, which today is 3.5 billion. And the budget in today's is like it's like double. Yeah, it's double. 309. It's almost double. 390 million. So it made back quite a bit. But okay, to put it into perspective, right? Today, in today's day and age, a low budget movie, uh let me see, what the movie cost. A low budget movie is okay, less than 5 million, so it's not what I thought. But like to put it into perspective, yeah, it's like if it's like what movies cost the 50 million movies, 50 million dollar budget. Here we go. Let's see my budget. Jeez, okay. Um, fucking hell.
Do you find
Dear.
something?
I found that the most expensive movie ever made is Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which in today's which cost $533 million to make. But okay, to put it in perspective, for like 56 million isn't a big movie in today's day and age. That is if a big this is if like a fucking this is if like uh I guess like, I'm gonna pick a random ass movie. 2024 in film.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Just
Sonic the
fucking
Hedgehog, best movie.
Sonic the Hedgehog doesn't have is not fucking is not 60
I'm
million.
saying it's the best. No, I just think it's the best movie of the year. No,
all
no.
right, yeah,
Probably
okay.
that 12 movie.
Where
I don't know. You got good movies.
where yeah, no, yeah, we had good
Wait,
movies last year.
I know the best movie of 2024. I know the one.
What?
Madam Web, of course.
Actually, wait, I gotta check Madam Web's not box office because I know I fucking failed. Madam Web's budget.
Madam Web.
Okay, so okay, Madam Web cost 80 million to make. That's like base, but gross is like 100 million. Which like is like with I think that's with advertisements in mind. So 80 million. Okay. This is if like Star Wars being made on what today's money $50 million budget and it gaining like in today's money 1.5 billion dollars. This is like if Madam Web made a billion.
Impossible.
This is like okay. Okay, this is like okay. Think about how kind of cheap Madam Web looks.
Of
Lower
course.
budget, and they managed to do, and then they managed to gain the profit of the fucking gods of 1.5 billion, one of the most successful movies of all time. Like imagine that. That is like that is Star Wars back then. 307 million is a lot of money. It was a lot of
It's a lot of money.
back then, and even now, like comparing like the inflation rate, it is a lot. Like again, 1.5 billion. It was always a $1 billion franchise from the very beginning. But yeah. Oh wait, I Civil War, right? This movie.
Oh. Hello. Okay. That's a lot of money. Okay, it's all
Yeah, it is a lot of money. Okay, so I looked up. Did you watch the movie Civil War?
Civil War. Is it about the U.S. Confederacy War.
No, it's like the alt history one, or like alternate history one where like the civil wars engulf the United States in like the modern age.
I haven't seen it. Okay.
But you've
That's
heard of it,
interesting. Okay.
but you have heard of it, right? Like it was like a pretty big movie that came out last year. Not pretty big, but it was like kind of talked about.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Okay.
No. Well.
I have. Okay, I have.
Oh yeah. So that cost 50 million.
Okay.
So it's like if that kind of movie made 1.5 billion this year, like I got it's not the biggest budget like for blockbusters. Like fucking Marvel movies of $200 million budget can't make back 1 billion, and Star Wars did it at 50, like in today's money at 50 million. But back then, it cost this movie cost 11 million, which still it's still quite a bit of money, but it made back quite a lot more.
Much more.
Yeah. Apparently. Oh wait. Okay. I was just okay. Whatever. This is a special edition. Like that's counted. All right. Whatever. Oh wait. I'm looking at this wrong.
What happened?
I looked at this. Oh no. Wait. No. I'm being stupid. It apparently didn't release internationally. That was wholly domestically back then. Okay. Whatever.
No. You can't tell me. Nah, it's up that you can't fathom. Okay, the entire population of the United States like has to like go watch this movie like 3 or 4 times in order to get that number. Like that's just insane.
Thing is,
At the time.
thing is, I at the time, yeah, but like I think many like probably people like watched it like multiple times. The thing is, it was pretty big, and also like movie tickets were cheaper back then,
Economy though.
and obviously like things didn't cost as much. So well, yeah, like money was like valued lower. Uh, so like going to the movie theater sure it was like a big experience back then. Like it wasn't like it wasn't common, but it was I guess Star Wars was an event. Like it wasn't just like um it wasn't just like it wasn't like it was like one of those movies that just kind of like happened. Like for example, there's like people watched like back then movies weren't that big of a thing.
Mhm.
So for this movie to really gain that much money with what it did, it was pretty big, and also it was a big word of mouth kind of movie because it only opened domestically with 1.5 million. That was its domestic opening day one.
Ah. Oh,
Do you
okay.
imagine the fucking? Do
No.
you imagine the timeline? Do you imagine the timeline where Star Wars was a bomb?
Oh my. I don't know, man. Listen, at least the movie still exists, but like no epic lore, no nothing really.
Yeah, like it's the one movie. It's like it would have become like a it would have become like a fucking like one of those cult classic movies that got like the revive like in like later down the line people found it. It would have been like for like if this movie bombed, sure it would have been good. But if this movie bombed, like it would have like if it wasn't for like the word of mouth and this movie bombed, um, it would have been like seen as like this like obscure like movie. Like okay, I don't think like you don't realize the impact. I probably do realize, but like the impact this movie would have made, like this movie made on special effects, and it just bombing would have been like making like okay, like it's not worth the investment of like these special effects. Like it's like expensive and it's not impressing people. Which let's be real, this movie was successful because like its special effects were fucking massive. So yeah,
So
let's
everybody was trying to be like Christopher Nolan then in that timeline.
I guess you could see like he was a George Lucas was a visionary, and everyone else to kind of follow in his footsteps. So yeah, so let's actually get into the movie. We're gonna start off with the CGI and action. All right, so yeah, so Star Wars really built this up off of the CGI, like we fucking talked about for so goddamn long. The CGI of this movie really, really, really
Yeah.
matters. And let's be fucking real here. It's like the movie I watched and the movie you probably watched, the RAT Comedy, isn't the same one that we got that people saw almost 50 years ago, which is insane to say. Almost 50 years ago, Star Wars came out.
I don't know if to say that we're old or they're old.
I think the movie's old. I
Okay.
think it's the movie because okay, people who call the movie Star Wars and not A New Hope are old because for us it's always been A New Hope.
It's always been.
For us, it's always been Episode 4. It's never been the first Star Wars movie. It's never been Star Wars 1. You know,
Hmm.
for us, like for our generation, at least for me, I watched the movies one, two, in like the order of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I never watched them. I never did them like I'm doing them now, like in release order. But yeah, so the CGI in this movie is not like in the movie that I watch and I probably watch. It's not the same one that people received in 1977. Like that's for sure. But if it's at least even close to that, this movie has held up so well. It's insane. Like sure, there has been some touch ups throughout the years, but the core is probably still there. The CGI and like what they did with this technology back in the day is seriously impressive.
Oh no. The thing almost closed.
But yeah, like rat comedy. Like, do you? I've like from all the movie, like all the old movies I've ever seen. Like the oldest I've ever seen has to be the original Godzilla movie, like 1954. I wouldn't have fucking imagined seeing how they did the death, like the first reaction to how they did the Death Star sequence. Like, okay, we us watching it, like us right now, like, that's not really that big, right? Like fucking movies do it all the time. It's not like CGI to us. We are so like just kind of like used to CGI that we don't pay it much mind when it's used. Like we can tell it's CGI, but we don't like we see it at like we know what it is. Like it's just computer effects. But when this technology was first rolling out, especially with Star Wars being the big success that we talked about, like how much money it actually fucking made, um, it probably blew the minds of like moviegoers and like the people in the industry. Also, I'm wrong. It made 410 million, so I was off still.
Now you need to calculate it again.
It's fucking more. It's more. Give me a second. I inflation calculator. Not just. I'm gonna go 410 million just to kind of be sure. It looks like it's more. It's just more. Like fucking hell, man. 2.1 billion.
Oh, never mind.
2.1 billion in today's money. It's still insane, but yeah. So like like this movie, sure, like in today's day and age, CGI action is overdone. But like when the movie was coming out, having CGI action in the way that it is in this movie would have been insane to see because it's never been done before. It was never done before in movies in general. The closest thing I can really imagine is the original Superman movies, like like how they did the thing. Let's see, no wait, that came out after. So this movie, you think like this movie? If this movie would have like didn't happen, it probably wouldn't have never like nothing like none of this would have ever happened. Like no like no superhero movies, no like no new like no Jurassic Park, none of that. Like I mentioned like the Jurassic Park episode that I said that Jurassic Park was revolutionary, and it is. It was the most. I just closed the fuck. It is the most technologically advanced movie of its time, but that's because Steven Spielberg pushed the limits of it. Star Wars like made the revolution within the film industry. It it didn't just like it revolutionized it completely. It wasn't just um it wasn't just a movie that existed. It was like it wasn't just a movie that like did everything correct, like it did everything the way that that it did and created a very good like a very good step forward. It made the past. Like that's the best way to describe it. Like Jurassic World, like Jurassic Park within like CGI made like took the step forward on the path to making CGI better, while Star Wars made the path to even start CGI. That's the best way I can really describe it. So yeah, the action here is also pretty good. Like Star like they do a bunch of like it's not like big on Star Wars like the actual like the space dog fights. Like it's not what the original trilogy really has. That like it has them. Like sure, like at the end, that's like the big part of the end is the fact that they showed that they can do it. And yeah, like the Death Star sequences at the end it would have been mind blowing back then. I'm pretty sure it would have been mind blowing back then for everybody involved. Like everybody seeing that movie would have had their fucking minds blown to the fact that they're seeing um they're seeing things like that happen. It's insane, really. Like I could I could gush about how much this movie CGI like holds up because it's like obviously it's been restored and like refined and like remastered and all that shit, but like it just looks good. It just looks good, and that's the best way to describe it. It just kind of works for what it is, and it's revolutionary really. Like I can't like for these old movies, especially I guess like moving forward on retro and just like in general, I can't look at these movies in the same way as I would do something like modern or like just anything modern, like not even like modern like in the sense of this podcast, like anything like from the current years because it's unfair. Like I can't say I can't look at this movie and say yeah the CGI is fucking like the CGI fucking sucks compared to today because obviously it does because this was the beginning of CGI and all that. But if I look at it that way, that this is the beginning of CGI and see how big this movie was at the time and how much of a real like leap in production it was like this movie really, really like made an impact on the scene, and the CGI and action just kind of speak for that. And like at the time, this is very impressive. This is very impressive stuff. I really do enjoy it. We don't. Another thing that I want to talk about that we don't really see a lot is the lightsabers. That's not a big focus of this movie. The Jedi stuff is there, like, but it's mostly about the Empire and all that. And I'm pretty sure that back then the Sith didn't have a name, and that Darth Vader was just kind of a name. Like it was just a thing that they used, and then they made like the whole thing's adjustment. Uh like they made that stuff around them. That's why that's why Obi-Wan keeps calling Darth Vader just Darth. Like twice in the movie he does it. Another thing is that I don't like how they something that I went back and didn't like about Kenobi, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, is that they made a reference to it like when like Obi-Wan calling Darth Vader Darth. I guess it's supposed to be kind of an insult saying like how like to show how much he's fallen, but like Anakin, it's like at that point Anakin is exactly like feeling he's not really remorseful about it. It's just kind of there. It's a weird little detail about it, but whatever. I don't mind. I guess I don't like it, but it's like it's fine. Like it's a fine thing. Just kind of saying. I was talking about I was talking about something fucking else. But yeah, like it doesn't really work as an insult, to be perfectly honest. So I don't know what the fuck. So I'm pretty sure like by then like George Lucas didn't know like what he wanted to do with the Sith, or like he didn't even know what he wanted to do with like the Force and Jedi and all that shit. So he kept it kind of in the back burner somewhat. He kept it like he kept it in the ideas section of his brain. Although like Star Wars was envisioned as like I think one movie, and then it was split into three. And that's how like and that's why we got the original trilogy. But yeah. Also, they're taking a shot at Disney. Yeah, I wonder when we're gonna get the fucking when we're gonna get the Star Wars remakes, the Star Wars new like the new Star Wars the Star Wars remakes. Eh? That's gonna be fucking fun whenever they do them in like a few years, probably. Actually, I don't think they will. Actually, now that I think about it, they probably will never fucking do Star Wars remakes. Give me a second. All right. I could have just fucking said it, honestly. I was talking about comedy on DS about how he's muted. Probably knows. It there's a good reason for it, but it's one to let him know in case he wasn't purposely muted still when was trying to talk. But whatever. I'll continue on. Just not like stall time really. So yeah, that's the CGI in action. Let's talk about the characters. First up, Luke. Um, Luke, I think he works as the protagonist. Obviously, we don't really see a lot of him in this movie. God fucking damn it, we don't really see a lot of him in this movie. Um, a lot of his character, we see who he is technically and all that, and like how if you excuse the fucking annoying ass dog barks in the background, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, it's being picked up. It's awful. Um, yeah, Luke in this movie, I feel like he works for what he is. He obviously like again this movie still has a lot to grow, a lot to learn, but we obviously see how his skills transfer, like how like what skills he has, and the fact that he has potential and all that, and he still has a lot. Like I said, he still has a lot to learn. So I think he works for what Lucas is going for, at least in this trilogy, where we see him try to at least like learn the force, and sure he does use it at the end, but it's not like to the big extent that we see him use it in later movies. And it's like some time has passed through then and now. Like we don't see him do like force pulls or anything. Like it's like and like it's there's indications that he's at least like force sensitive or something like that. Like there's hints at that. I'm not sure if, like, I don't think I should like judge it's I don't think I should judge things on how I don't think I should judge things on on like on knowledge that we have of right now. But yeah. So yes, like there's like hints that like Luke can use the force. That's what I'm trying to say. Like there's like we see that sort of happen. And Luke doesn't learn immediately. We do see him like learn more about it in The Empire Strikes Back, and like and how he's like mastered it, or at least like learn about it in Return of the Jedi. Um,
Don't tell me you're talking about the Sandman without me.
I'm talking about Luke. Yes, I've been talking about that
You're
guy.
talking about the Sandman without me. How dare you?
If you have something to say, go ahead. I'm trying out of shit to say.
Okay, so the Sandman is the main character of Star Wars. He lives in Sandland and he wants to get out of here and see the world.
Oh,
Pretty
did you
much.
know that Star Wars started off as a Dune fanfic?
I always heard stuff about Dune and Star Wars being similar, but like didn't know they were actually connected.
In a way, they are. So George Lucas wanted to make something with like originally it was supposed to be like something like based off Dune. So like a Dune fan, like an unofficial Dune thing. But then like obviously he couldn't do it, so he made it into its own like his own thing. That's why there's a desert planet and all that, and that's why the drugs in the Star Wars world are called spice, because that's what they're called in the Dune universe.
Okay.
So yeah, in Star Wars, drugs are called spice, and it's because of Dune doing the same thing. So yeah, and like obviously like Tatooine and all that, that's all based off Dune. That's all supposed to be about around Dune, but it went like he made it like his own, and that's why we see stuff like that. But anyways, I think Luke, for like who he is, I think he's a very good character. And in terms of personality, he obviously wants to get away from all this life. He wants to be better. He wants to be more than what he is right now, and he gets that chance at the end. But yeah, I think Luke works for what he is in this movie. Obviously, like I mentioned, this movie was supposed to be like one movie, and then it got split into three movies. So Luke, not going through his entire character development, I think, is the point. It's like he's just starting his character arc. So yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, anything more to say about Luke, the rat comedy?
Oh yeah, one of my favorites. Okay, just saying.
that? Any reason why? Anything you wanna like
I don't know. He
touch
it's just
upon?
a big glow up, okay? Like you see throughout the movies.
Yeah, I do agree on that. In A New Hope he isn't much, but I feel like how he grows in the movies proper is like a very good character arc.
Yeah.
All right, so next up are Han and Chewbacca. I had to join them up together because Chewbacca does fucking absolute like he doesn't talk or anything. He's mostly just kind of there in the first movie, so mostly Han. But yeah, Han is a lot of fun in this movie. I think he is one of the best characters in here. He's funny. He he's charismatic. I think Harrison Ford really plays this character like well. Can't believe I'm gonna talk about fucking Harrison Ford twice this year. Maybe actually maybe more because I guess like both versions of Harrison Ford, the charming, handsome guy from the '70s, Harrison Ford, and old man Harrison Ford, because he's gonna be Red Hulk in Captain America 4.
What?
Yeah,
No, he's Red Hulk.
I'm not fucking with you. But I mean, not seen it.
No, okay, I'm not into MCU stuff anymore. Okay.
I'll send you a picture of Red Hulk in Captain America 4
Okay.
because it is it. Give me a second. Where is it? This. Hold on. Um. Oh yeah, I forgot. The last time you think you watched was the Marvel.
I know. Okay. I've
Is,
been
is
locked
that is
out
that
for a while.
is that when you said okay, this is enough?
I guess so.
Okay, you said yeah, I'm fucking done, and I gotta get an actual good picture of him. This is fine. Yeah, Harrison Ford plays Red Hulk in Captain America 4, which is weird fucking sentence. Hold on, here it is.
Weird. Okay, there we go. There you go. Okay.
Okay,
It
well,
fits. Okay, it fits somehow.
yeah, I think it doesn't look bad. It just kind of looks like Harrison
Oh
Ford got really mad.
my god. Someone stole the Millennium Falcon, I guess.
Ben Solo got on his bad side.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so this is how he looked like. This is what he did between episode 6 and 7. He became the president of the United States and then became Red Hulk. Yeah, that's the part of the movie. He's supposed to be playing Thaddeus Ross, which is like the guy from Civil War
Uh-huh.
that tried to like push the Stokoe Accords.
Mhm.
The original actor died, and then he was recast by with Harrison Ford. And in this movie, he's becoming the president of the United States, and he becomes Red Hulk. So yeah, like Harrison Ford's playing the president, and he's a Hulk.
President, you know,
Yeah,
we could elect we could elect Ford if we still wanted. I mean, if he could, okay, nah, he's too old for this. Technically, maybe I
it'd be
don't
it'd
know.
be cool. It'd be cool if Harrison Ford was our president. I mean, he how old is Harrison Ford?
In the 70s.
He's 82.
Okay, so he's older than Biden. No, almost as old as Biden.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
He,
Where is it? Yep, he's the same age, born the
um,
same year.
okay, that's enough politics. We're not supposed to discuss that there, right?
we're just naming one person. I mean, one guy and his birthday and his position. It's not like we're saying if he's bad or anything or if he's good. It's just we
The
mentioned the
guy,
president of the United States.
the guy left a few days ago, so
We're mentioning the former president of the United States. Who gives a shit, man? It's not like we're discussing anything about him.
someone might interpret it the other way.
Aside from him being the same age as Harrison Ford, I mean, yeah, he's a person. He lives.
He he sleeps and shits just like every single one of us.
Yeah, I guess just like everyone else. Just like he sleeps a lot. um, but yeah, no, Han Solo talking about 50 years ago, Harrison Ford, 34 years old. He he played the role really well. I love how he played the role here. Obviously, him trying to like later on the line and playing Han Solo is a bit it's not like all Han Solo, but in here he's great. Chewbacca doesn't really we don't really hear much of him. He's mostly just like there in the background. I feel like Chewbacca got a lot more attention in the sequel trilogy.
Nah, but don't diss Chewbacca
Instead
like
of
that,
the
okay?
what?
Still, Chewbacca's great.
Chewbacca is great. I like him, but he's not in this movie much.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think it's mostly the later ones that we really put an emphasis on Chewbacca. Well, not every he's not he's mostly there for I guess comedy and all that. But he is here, I guess. But that's about it. But yeah, I like Han. Do you have anything more to say about Han Solo or
Han,
Chewbacca?
Han's my other favorite guy.
I think it's most people's most people's sentiment. Next up is Leia. So I like that Leia
Layla.
isn't like I like that Leia actually has stakes in the plot and there's more has more things than just being a damsel in distress. I like that about her and how her personality, like how she's like kind of like a fierce princess and how she doesn't really take shit from anybody. She has her stakes in the plot and like how she plans things ahead. Like and it's not right. Like I like how she like contrasts of Luke and Han, like the chemistry between them. Like it's all really enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. Uh, strong female character, done right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, really. Like the thing is, I've always seen it. And I always agree. The best written strong female characters are just strong characters who are female. That is about the best thing I've seen about any writing in general. Like you write the
done
character
well.
first. You write him as a character first because that's what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's been a lot of that, and I feel like this is like the best representation of like this type of character done right because sometimes it feels like sometimes like especially a lot of people think it feels kind of forced uh
Get it
to try and make
forced.
them
It's Star
to
Wars.
make people look cool and he's he's trying to make people just and I guess putting representation there having it trying to look how cool this person is and kind of fucking it up by ruining them as a character or putting an emphasis on that only. So writing somebody to be a character first and having their own goals, their own ambitions, their own their own personality, making them actually written like that is how you're supposed to write characters. But at some point that got lost in the 21st century and in that sort of section, and we've gone back to how it's supposed to be written.
Sorry.
Uh, but yeah, I think Leia is a very enjoyable character. in this movie, and we do see a lot more of her later on the line, and doesn't need to be rescued. I think. Well, she does get rescued actually. She gets rescued quite a bit of times in these movies. Even in the
Incredible.
prequel Obi-Wan series, she just can catch a break.
God damn.
But that series is dumb because they gave her a robot sidekick that does fucking nothing.
I've never seen Obi-Wan, and you don't need to spoil me. Well, actually, you should spoil me. I'm not interested in watching it anyway.
Have you watched any of the like Star Wars Disney Plus series? Just
Mandalorian season
wondering.
1, and that's it.
Season one, damn, not even season two, which is like a pretty good. Just season one.
I might see it one of these days, okay? But thing is, I'm not interested in most of those stuff.
Yeah. If you want
Like,
to watch season three, first of all, don't. But if you are, you have to watch the Book of Boba Fett, which is pretty much Mandalorian season 2.5
Book of Boba
instead of
Fett.
Boba Fett instead of Boba Fett's like own show. So bizarre that they even did it that way, but whatever. Like it's so bizarre they even went the direction, but like again, like fuck it, really. Um, our next character, Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. In this movie, he's played by Alec Guinness.
The man of
And
the high
Alec Guinness,
ground.
yeah, I guess, not yet. I mean, it passed,
Already.
so like, yeah, it passed already. So yes, he technically is, but he isn't at the same time.
He has the high ground.
Alec Guinness is famous for not giving a shit about Star Wars. Oh, I forgot to mention about Han. I guess we'll talk about it like when we eventually get the Force Awakens in like 5 years. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
but I remember that I like Harrison Ford wanted Han to die.
What?
I remember he only signed on to
Mm.
do Force Awakens if Han died.
Well, I guess he got his wish.
He did, and then they brought him back for episode 9.
He
A
was
big
already
bag
dead,
of
so
Marvel cash. A big bag of Marvel cash brought him back.
all the budget went to him.
I don't know how they fucking got that guy to come back. He said he was done. He's like, nah. Actually, Disney offered me like fucking the entire budget. That's why the writing was such actual dog shit. Is because they spent all their budget on getting Harrison Ford back.
Somehow Hannah's returned.
Also, I have no idea how they got Harrison Ford to give a shit about the MCU. That's bizarre to me.
I mean, if he's interested, then they must be cooking.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess, but Harris, I don't know. I didn't take Harrison Ford as being a guy who would go for Marvel, but whatever. Anyways, Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I like Obi-Wan here. He's not supposed to be that fucking old. I feel like George Lucas sort of shot himself in the foot by making the prequel trilogy so close to the original trilogy, and or making Obi-Wan as old as he is. So you have to like retcon it pretty much. Like, oh, he is actually like fucking 40 years old, or I think he's supposed to be like 50. It can be in A New Hope,
Okay,
but he
actually,
looks like
let me look. Let me look it up. Okay, where it is. Okay, we get. It was born in 50, 70, 57. What? He's 57
wait.
years old in that movie.
Okay, that kind of makes more sense. But even 57-year-olds have like not complete gray hair. How old was Alec Guinness?
I don't know.
I mean, okay, he died, but like subtract the years. Alec Guinness.
Okay. We're not. This is
1977. That was what, 23 years before the year 2000. He was
okay.
60 something, so he was close to Obi-Wan's age. I guess it makes sense. I guess the fucking retcon doesn't make sense then.
1914 minus 1977. He was 63.
Yeah, I guess the age makes sense, kind of like how he looked in there, because Alec Guinness like already fucking looked kind of old around the same age.
Is
Sure,
that a man
fucking
older?
late 50s, early 60s. People would like to be told that's the same age, but you know, um,
It isn't.
you know what the retcon is? The retcon is like the sons of Tatooine make people age faster, like their skin.
Son, I
Like
mean,
you know how
really?
like our skin, like because like how our skin, like the reason it goes like that in that way when we grow old is because like things are dying really faster than being produced. Yeah, apparently tons of Tatooine can do that, like
Mm,
faster. So that's why Obi-Wan looks that way. But
maybe.
you don't need the fucking you don't need the retcon. Actually, wait, you do, because actually I feel like they do, because or at least like they kind of fucked up by bringing back
We'll be right
by
back.
bringing back what was his name, Ewan McGregor, to play Obi-Wan 9 years before A New Hope. So he still looks like fucking Ewan McGregor with like his hair like how it is. And like yeah, I guess like he's still like, Ewan McGregor has some white hair here and there, but not to the extent that Alec Guinness does. So Obi-Wan got really, really fucking bad in 9 years.
Back.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
I'm just kind of saying how like in the Obi-Wan show, you know how it's Ewan McGregor, right? Like the original, like the prequel trilogy
Yeah,
Obi-Wan actor.
the man of the high ground.
Yeah, that series takes place 9 years before A New Hope. So that means that Obi-Wan Kenobi aged like 10 years, like he aged like 20 years in 9 years.
He should wear sunscreen
Like
next time. Oh wait, he's already dead.
I guess they could have made Ewan McGregor look older, but they didn't.
I mean, whatever. Well, they could have done that. Okay, with CGI and stuff.
CGI and prosthetics,
Yeah.
like like a wig. They
Well,
could
wigs
have
are
made him look a
uncomfortable.
bit older, a bit closer to like the 57 age, because Ewan McGregor isn't fucking 50, he's 53. Like he's close, but he's not that close. He's married. What the fuck? Okay, didn't know that. I didn't know he was
What
married to
happened?
Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I didn't know he was married to Mary Elizabeth Winstead, which is she's uh Mary Elizabeth Winstead is Ramona Flowers and Scott Pilgrim. I didn't know that. But anyways, Obi-Wan, I feel like I think he's enjoyable in this movie. I think his personality is a lot of fun, and I think Alec Guinness's performance really makes him shine. It's like being how he has kind of like a how you remember stuff. This is a great edit and you on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's called Obi-Wan's PTSD.
Oh, what?
It's
Okay.
not a meme edit. I'll find it for you. But it's like an edit where the scene where Obi-Wan gives Luke Anakin's lightsaber.
Uh huh.
Like it plays over like and it plays over like the events of the prequel trilogy, and you see how how Alec Guinness like somehow acted it out that like how like Obi-Wan like is like, looking like he's remembering that sort of stuff, like those events. It's insane because like Alec Guinness didn't have that knowledge that we have now. Obviously, this was the first movie. Nobody knew about like the Clone Wars was just something that George Lucas said, right? Like it was just look at something that George Lucas like wrote in the script. We didn't know any like back then. People didn't know about the Clone Wars. I sent you the video.
You fought in the Clone Wars.
Um, yeah, that's it. Like you fought in the Clone Wars. Like we didn't know what the Clone Wars was, but now that we know, so and like the edit that guy made of that scene is immaculate. It's so good. It adds so much to A New Hope. It's insane. I would call that like required viewing. It's so good.
Mm. All right.
It I it's it makes you appreciate Alec Guinness's performance more because you like see how he portrayed it's almost like intentional in a way where Alec Guinness acted it the way like he's remembering stuff that
He
actually
wants to
happened
forget.
and like I guess yeah exactly like things like that Obi-Wan like suppressed and all that for so many years and he like when he's talking to Luke about it he's like remembering it all. It's insane. It's that and it is insane. I love it so much. But yeah, everyone here, he he. I think he has his moments of being actually cool, and like I like how I like how he is the one that teaches Luke a lot of stuff.
The Force.
Yeah, the Force like he gets exposition dump, but he at least does it in a way where I think it makes sense for his character, and I think he still stands on his own two legs as a character.
He has the high ground. Okay.
Yeah. And okay, so anything you want to say about Obi-Wan Kenobi about his character or anything?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
Another meme, sure.
There are a lot of Obi-Wan memes. Like when we eventually get the fucking prequel trilogy, and especially Revenge of the Sith,
Nah.
we're gonna be fucking quoting that shit the entire way.
This is where the
Again,
fun begins.
it'll it'll take us a bit to get to Revenge of the Sith. Probably not until next year, I want to say,
Oh
if Peter Fate's
god.
around by then. But yeah, when we eventually get to
We get to unleash the
when
memes.
we actually get to doing Revenge of the Sith, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I think we're gonna call the entire movie. The thing is, I don't know I don't know how I'm gonna look at the movie, like actually like reviewing it, not just like watching as a pastime, like just like reviewing it, like looking at it critically. Because people don't like people like back then didn't like Revenge of the Sith. People didn't like the Eagles back then. So I want to see why. Because like to me, like I grew up with those movies.
It's treason. Then. Arr.
What do you think if we called the entire movie Disney will take us down?
N- Imagine if they actually do that. Just there's a bunch of low tier podcasters just quoting the entire Revenge of the Sith movie. Like we're just like, what about the choice of Attack of the Wookiees? Go, I go. Good relationship with the Wookiees, I have.
It'll be like it'll be like how some like people like people like recite the B movie script. It's like that, but with Star Wars Revenge of the Sith.
I'll tell you this. Good luck trying to review a movie without trying to break out laughing because of the memes.
You know what I'll do instead of like putting the characters instead of putting like all my notes, I'll just put codenames for them with quotes.
The- I'm sorry.
But yeah, that's where just not OT is like objectively the best Star Wars thing. But yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the other characters. C3PO and R2D2.
Turito.
they're fun. They don't like they don't develop in any meaningful way, but I think they're fun
They're
characters in their
fucking
own
good.
right.
They're fun.
Yeah, they're good. They're fun. Um,
R
obviously
two R two is the
C3PO
goat.
C3PO being like the like what's it? C3PO being like the not like I guess cowardly droid that we don't really see a lot of after after the Death Star scenes, but like he's still there. He still has a stake in the plot. And R2D2 is fucking great. He doesn't say a word in this movie, but you can tell he has so much personality
Yeah,
from
he's just
how
like it's like fuck off, dude. Or just
R2D.
fuck you.
I love R2D2 like making all these like cutesy sounds, and he's probably cursing like a sailor throughout those words.
Nah, that's just the ultimate R2 experience. He just hates everybody and just do what you want, okay?
I wonder if like you know how Chewbacca like people like you know how I think originally Chewbacca was supposed to be like was supposed to talk or at least had like a lines so Harrison Ford could like respond.
Hmm.
I wonder if they did the same for R2. I want to know like R2's I guess like canon voice and and uh and you
Oh,
hear like the original like dialogue that they had the C-3PO actor like act to and like
nah.
respond to.
R2's gonna be a savage.
I have a feeling that R2 like if R2 doesn't speak like with a curse like a swear word in every sentence, I'll be bad.
We've been robbed.
Yeah, like he has to be like foul mouth the shit. Yeah, I love that about R2. He's he's enjoyable because he is just like he just doesn't give two fucks
He's based.
about yeah. All right, yeah. Anything more to say about C3PO and R2D2? Find out.
R2 is based.
Yeah. All right, last character and save the best for last, or at least one of the best for last. Darth Vader.
Oh, the goat.
Darth Vader is intimidating. He's the only like bad force user we see throughout the movie. And he is very intimidating. Obviously, he has like back then the red lightsaber was Darth Vader's lightsaber. It wasn't like it was the only red lightsaber out there. He was the only red lightsaber user in the entire original trilogy. Darth Sidious never used his red lightsaber.
But that's another character for
So
another time.
Darth Vader, like the red was Darth Vader's color.
Black.
So him having like this unique lightsaber color and him being like this like this mechanized person, like he's in this armor, and it's like we don't know that by then, but it's keeping him alive. It's like it's so good. Darth Vader works so well. He's so intimidating.
Badass.
James Earl Jones's voice is superb. The way what's his name? What's his name? Who acted there we go. Uh no, it wasn't. The way David Prowse like acted him like as a like within the suit. It's intimidating. Like it's really good. Like Darth Vader doesn't get a lot this in this movie. Like he's a pretty big part, and we see how intimidating he really is and how much he doesn't really care about the people around him.
Like actually just choking out
Um,
people just to send a message
yeah,
for
yeah,
fun.
yeah. So like seeing him act that way and how much of a power he has. And like I don't know how people fucking disrespect this guy, you know?
Oh, they
Like it's
do,
like we see people
but they just die right away.
yeah, it's kind of it's kind of weird to see that, but whatever. Like Darth Vader had mercy on one guy, and he almost fucking killed him. I guess that was much more a show of power. But yeah, David Prowse's movements and James Earl Jones' voice bring Darth Vader to life. It's so good. I think Darth Vader is very good, and yeah, he's not the best he can be right now because it's obviously the first movie, but he is still very good. All right, so next up, first of all, anything more to say about Darth Vader?
Uh, I find your lack of faith disturbing. Darth Vader is one of the most quoted characters ever. Okay, I just had to quote him.
I think Darth Vader is the most recognizable character in history.
Like of all time.
Yeah,
No, I think that title belongs to me. I'm sorry.
like it's between Darth Vader and Mario.
Oh, I'm a fan of both.
Like
Okay.
I know, but like it's between those two. Darth Vader's been around longer, but I think Mario is the big. Like, I don't know.
He's
Which one
popular
would you
with
say?
everyone. I, I don't
Which one would
know.
you say has like a reach?
Maybe Darth. Honestly.
Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, even if they haven't seen Star Wars, like you can show them a picture of Darth Vader and they know who the fuck Darth Vader is. You can show a picture of Darth Vader to Gen Beta and they know who Darth Vader is.
Like they're just born with that information. Yeah, like we.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
You
sorry.
you
You know
are
what?
born. I'm sorry, but you are born with the fact of the fact that you know the biggest twist in like Star Wars. Like
That's us now. Okay. Ever since Empire, we know the greatest secret of all time.
I love how you know what I love. I'll probably talk about when we get to Empire in a few months. Um, but uh but like the biggest twist in the entire trilogy, everybody knows.
It, it's been passed down from
like
generation to generation.
like like knowing that Darth Vader is Luke's father is like information you are born with.
You can't live without that. Okay. You
Yeah,
you
it's like
know right away.
it's like people it's like Batman's parents or like Spider-Man's uncle. Like you fucking know what happened to them.
They died.
Like people, yeah, you're born with that fucking information. Like I've seen people like fight. Oh, like I don't even know this, but recently James Gunn, guy who's behind the new DC like universe,
Uh-huh.
he said that they're not gonna be doing Batman's origin story, and people were fighting about it, and I'm like. Everybody knows his backstory. Everybody knows Batman's backstory.
Or you know what? I'm gonna say an even more weird example. Everybody in this planet who is born knows who the hell Casper the Friendly Ghost is. I haven't seen a singular thing from Casper yet. I know who that guy is. Okay,
Yeah, me neither. But like I know
you're
who
born with that
Casper is.
information.
He's the friendly ghost.
That's who he
Because
is.
people the thing is people make references to that guy all the fucking time.
There's no such thing as a friendly ghost.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. Just out of the most recognizable character, you're going back to one of the most recognizable character in history has to be Darth Vader. Like like Mario, Darth Vader. People who don't play video games know who the fuck Mario is. The movie wouldn't have made a billion if they didn't. And not everybody knows who Darth Vader is. There is not a soul in this world who doesn't know who Darth Vader is.
Imagine if you go to the campus just talking about Star Wars, and they don't know anything. Okay. And the worst part, they
The,
do not know who
the,
Darth
the,
Vader is. What would you do?
I will accept not knowing about Star Wars, like not watching the movies and all that.
Okay.
I will question you being a real person. I will think you're a fucking alien if you don't know who Darth Vader is. Coming from like fucking coming from like the outer reaches of the galaxy, like actually from fucking far away a long time ago from a galaxy far away. That's the shit I think you're from if you don't know who Darth Vader is.
Well,
Genuinely speaking, you're from another galaxy if you don't know who Darth Vader is. I actually refuse to think people over the age of 5 that don't know who Darth Vader is.
well, like I don't know. Everybody just introduced to Star Wars at some point, okay, in their lives, okay.
Yeah, and if you guess fucking what
I
the
did that,
entire
or you find out some stuff.
the 9 main movies are about Darth Vader. At least the first like 6.
Or six. The next one's just focus on something else.
Yeah, like yeah, the last 3 are undoing a Darth Vader. They're undoing Anakin's character arc because of course they are.
Oh yeah, and everybody knows who the heck Darth Vader actually is.
Yeah, everyone knows it's Anakin Skywalker. Everyone knows that Darth Vader's Luke's father. Like everyone knows that, and I don't think that's like anything. Like I don't think that's like something that needs to be fought over. Like yeah, I know everyone fucking knows that.
Yeah, and I'm I'm gonna reserve this fun fact for the Empire Strikes Back episode. Okay,
Mm,
Mm, you'll see.
all right.
You
Yeah.
you know you should remind me, okay? Because maybe I will forget and I'll never even say it.
I'll post it. I'll post it there. If you pay attention to the channel, you'll probably see it. I'll post it like a month before.
Mhm.
So like before we were supposed to before the episode releases. So yeah, you'll be notified if you keep an eye on it. So
Okay,
check
so
it back around like February because it's supposed to come out in March. So around like early February. Actually, fuck it, February 1st. I'm gonna tell you. But yeah, that's
hopefully
because I can
I
probably
don't
talk
pull a
about it
Finn and
here
forget.
because so it's supposed to be that every Saturday is there's a retro episode. So yeah,
Mm.
it's currently supposed to be that the March 1st retro episode is supposed to be Empire Strikes Back.
Unless we push it
I
forward.
can. I don't think so because there's not a lot of retro topics.
There's not a lot of retro topics. Then that's one of them.
Yeah, it is one of them. But like currently I'm doing Mad Max, Beetlejuice, the X-Men animated series. Just I'm finishing up Jurassic Park, at least like retro Jurassic Park, because the rest of the movies come out in the current century. There's quite a bit. But like after that, like there's just Star Wars, X-Men, Mad Max for a bit, and just the one Beetlejuice movie. That's about it. So like at some point I will like, make more. I will like send out more retro episodes to be made. There's a few ideas I have. I'll post them. You'll see them when I say that. Okay, next month we have like a few slots missing of retro episodes, and I want to put something in here. But yeah, anyways, to finish it off, because the future of Star Wars we kind of already fucking know. We have the 48-year-old history of this goddamn franchise engraved in our brains. Let's start with the plot. So the plot of the movie is structured nicely. Like it's easy to follow. It's easy to follow. You're not. It takes its time. A lot of like 20th century movies, if you really look at it, uh, they go pretty fast. Not Star Wars. Star Wars is a 2-hour movie, and it fucking feels like it, but it takes its time. It really does. It mostly feels in the same vein as like a movie today, where a lot of movies back then were shorter, and they did feel shorter. They did feel like they were not on a timer, but like I mean they are technically on a timer. every movie's on a timer, but like they were. Uh, but they went pretty fast. Like for example, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is a movie that went really fast. If I don't know if you watched Beetlejuice, but
I've
like,
seen Beetlejuice, but not. I can't say it a third time. Okay, that's the law.
but you see the first one.
Yes.
Okay, but you know that movie kind of goes pretty fast, even though it's like an hour 30. Like it's pretty fast. But yeah, Star Wars, the first movie takes its time with what it presents. So it has that sort of pacing going for it, where it's much more like a movie today, which makes sense because fucking hell, everything kind of is based on Star Wars. Like every like blockbuster movie has like something from Star Wars in it, like the style, either the style, the technology, like everything came from Star Wars. But overall, the plot is pretty simple. The Death Star is there. They're building the Empire's building a super weapon to destroy planets. Luke is
They're
the
being.
truth. Luke is Luke has to stop them because Obi-Wan can't do it on his own because he's old,
He's
and they go
old.
on an adventure after Luke's life gets turned around by the Empire coming after him, and now he's part of the rebellion. Like, yeah, it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple plot. The
I
Empire is
wonder
here to the
how,
Empire
dude.
controls the galaxy. What?
Dude, I wonder how kids back then reacted to seeing the skeletons.
I mean, okay, this movie, what it would be today would be a PG-13. But you have to know that back then there was no PG-13. I'm pretty sure PG-13 was like it's put in the 90s or something.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
There's like either like early 90s, late 80s or some shit like that. But yeah, PG-13 was like pretty late after. Like every movie that you see that isn't like doesn't have like gore and shit in it was rated PG.
Weird.
Yeah, that was like the universal rating. So to put into perspective, uh Indiana Jones is rated PG. And Indiana Jones, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like one of the Indiana Jones movies is rated PG, and it has people's faces melting off. You've probably seen the clip. You've probably seen the clip. It's pretty famous. Of like the guy's felt like the guy's face is melting off. Yeah, that's not a PG movie.
Oh my god. Kids watching people's pulses melting off, skeletons burning. Welcome to the 1970s. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was legit right here. So the PG-13 rating was introduced on July 1st, 1984, and it was in response from Gremlins and Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, and that's the one. Yeah, Temple Doom had like they felt the faces melting off thing. But yeah, the plot of like going back to the plot of A New Hope, it's pretty simple. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's there to set up the story because again, like I've been mentioning all the time, this movie was supposed to be three. Like it was like this, it was supposed to be like the trilogy was supposed to be one movie that split into three. So that's why it feels very simple. And honestly, yeah, no, I feel like A New Hope does things well with its plot, and overall, I feel like it's just a good plot. It's just like it's written well, it's paced well, it sets up the world nicely. It how the writing works with having like I mentioned with like the Clone Wars, like mentioned, like it helped enrich the
Clone Wars.
world. We have like a bunch of alien species out there that that like again it helped enrich the world and all that. Like there's things in this movie that really help bring the world of Star Wars to life, even though it's just mostly Tatooine. we're gonna be most. That's the planet we most see, aside from Yavin 4. I think that's the moon.
Yavin, that's the rebel moon.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. What did anything to say about the plot?
Uh, okay, so it's pretty simple, but it's done very well. Okay, you got your bad guy, your good guy. Okay, and it's basically regular hero story in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Done well.
it is it is a hero's journey story, but the hero's journey is told throughout different like movies. So the thing is, like, this movie is technically incomplete, but in a way where it still feels like there is a triumph, like there is a story here, like there's an arc and all that. So yeah, I can appreciate it for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's really about it. Obviously, we could have gone longer, but Star Wars Episode 4, it is a very good movie. It's a very revolutionary movie, but it sets up a lot. It's still a lot, but it really isn't the biggest. It really isn't the best thing the original tree has to offer. I know that's kind of unfair to say like that, but it also it's also very simple, and by that metric, I'm gonna give it the A tier. It's a very simple movie, but what it does well, it does well. So yeah, I'm gonna give it the A tier. Rat Comedy, what do you give Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope?
A tier. We're starting it all.
Yep. I have a feeling we're gonna give Empire Strikes Back an S tier.
Oh, we might.
I have a very good feeling about that
I have a
because
bad
obviously I've
feeling
heard
about
that
this. Just
another
add
fucking
to it.
quote. Another fucking quote. I have a feeling we're gonna give that one S tier. I know that it's very. I know it's one of the best, like one of the agreed one, like the best one of the trilogy. But yeah, Star Wars and New Hope. All right, so that's about it. Retro episodes, obviously every Saturday. Um, what else is there? New episodes covering new topics. Tuesday, modern type episodes. Thursday, what else is there? Yeah, we're gonna cover like the entire trilogy. Fun fact for comedy, I know you don't really care about the Star Wars, like Disney Plus thing, but the next series that's coming out for Disney Plus Star Wars is the second season of Andor, which is April 22nd. It's coming out April 22nd, and we're gonna be done with the OT and starting the prequel trilogy by then.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a so yeah, there's quite a bit of a gap with Star Wars. So I decided that, you know what, let's start doing OT, right? Let's start doing original trilogy. So yeah, that's about it. What did you guys think about Star Wars Episode 4? What do you guys think about the movie? Leave in the comments below. Follow our socials are in the description. That comedy, are you still not at the milestone? Do you still need people to subscribe?
I've given up on the idea actually. I'm gonna try and see if I can lose all my subscribers by the end of the year. Listen, okay. No, nobody's watching this podcast, so why even try? Okay.
Actually, we got new subscribers in here. We went from we've got it quite a bit in the last few weeks. Actually,
Okay.
we've actually grown.
Oh,
Not a
maybe.
lot, but we have grown.
Uh. Okay. So maybe consider subscribing, but at the same time, don't. Okay. It'll be pretty
You
fun
know
to
what?
see this.
How many subscribers do you have?
96.
96. Why don't you promote the podcast on there? We fucking need it. We have 11.
My channel's dead, okay? Nobody goes there anymore, okay? I've given up ever since I did that stupid meme about the Minecraft, okay?
You have another. Fuck it. No. Um. Shit. All right. Whatever. Ignore us and anything. And yeah. Well. My channel has 30 subscribers and it's also pretty dead, but I hope to at least post something there in the future. Maybe what I'm probably gonna do is that we're probably not gonna cover a lot of like presentations, like the video game presentations in a timely manner. So what I'm gonna try to do is like maybe like post reactions on there to different like things, like live reactions. Like not like live, but like, as I'm watching it. So yeah, I might do that for them, but not but that's in the future. Not currently what I'm going to do. But yeah. Anyways, that's about it. Rat Comedy, say your goodbyes.
Um, if you do not know who Darth Vader is, I have no words for you.
You just don't exist. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. See ya.